Hello, everybody. Call to order the Batavia Park District Board of Commissioners regular board meeting on June 17th, 2025 at 7:02. Please call the roll.
Larson, absent. Bell.
Here.
Druin.
Here.
Slayer.
Here.
Tillman.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. Are there any items to be added, removed, or changed from the agenda today?
There are none.
Wonderful. All right. Entertain a motion to establish the consent agenda, including the approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of May 20th, the approval of the executive session minutes from May 20th, approval of paid expenditures, approval of expense report, approval of the investment summary, approval of income statement, and approval of purchases.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Druin. Please call the roll.
Bell.
Aye.
Druin.
Aye.
Slayer.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Druin. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, item number 6, guest matters from the public. Seeing that we have a packed house today. I don't know if it's just me, because this is the first board meeting as president. I didn't do that on purpose. I'm just saying, we didn't get this kind of crowd. So, I will say, if you have something to say, please stand up to the podium, announce your name, give your address. Let's keep it to like 3 minutes or so everybody has a chance to talk, and let's keep it on topic for the Park District. So, anybody first?
Good evening. My name is Tamara Ashby. I live at 290 North Water Street in Batavia. And I'm here tonight to advocate for replacing our failing dam with a series of step-down weirs. For 4 years, the City Council, in partnership with the Park Board, has considered this option that was presented by the Hitchcock Group as option B. And I'm eager to see progress on the option B design they suggested. Last month, I visited the town of Manchester, Iowa. It's a town of only 5,200 people, a quarter of the size of Batavia. A town who created a whitewater feature by replacing their low head dam with 6 18-inch drops. Their 6 weirs occur along 800 feet of the Maquoketa River. The project was completed in 2015 for $2.1 million. Not only did this project contribute to Manchester winning the Rivertown of the Year award that year, but it improved the fish habitat and enhanced fishing access, according to biologist Dan Kirby of the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. And if Manchester can do it, Batavia can too. I've collected several resources within a document that document their project, and I will share those with you in a follow-up email. This type of river feature is not only possible in Batavia, but community input shows that it is the plan that Batavians want to see implemented. Our dam is rapidly deteriorating. It detracts from the existing riverside parks. Tonight, I urge you to prioritize progress on the river weir option, to take action to move our portion of the Fox River from good to great. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamara.
I guess it is you.
I'll take that.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Weir. I live at 282 North Water Street in Batavia. I am here as a number of my neighbors in regard to the feasibility study that I believe is going to be discussed tonight in reference, again, to the dam and replacement with weirs and/or the addition of a whitewater play park. As the failing of the dam has already led to the elimination of the renting of paddle boats and kayaks, I would hope that the park board would be interested in not only bringing those activities back to Depot Pond, but also add to the possibilities of recreation on our beautiful river. Because I believe that most towns would give anything to have this amazing resource in the center of their town and to do whatever it is needed to capitalize on its possibilities. I have emailed with city officials a bit in the past about moving ahead with a feasibility study, and have been told that very likely the Army Corps of Engineers would not approve such a thing. However, I have been told, it is my understanding, that the Army Corps can be directed to do things by Congress. Maybe it's a little far out, but if our Congress members were petitioned, it's possible we could get them to direct the Army Corps to at least explore other options than just letting the dam fail. And I know we've had a lot of numbers as to the cost of this project, some as high as $15 million, which is obviously for Batavia a big number. But the whole point of this feasibility study is to find out exactly how much is it going to cost, because the numbers that we have heard have not really been vetted by the right expertise. As I also understand it, this study is already in the budget of the city of Batavia. And to me, it just makes sense that with it, everyone can get a realistic idea of what it would cost and what could possibly be done with this area. Building the Riverwalk was not free, and it was no small feat. But I hope everyone will keep in mind what it has brought to our community. It brings people to our downtown, which a water park would also do. And all the amazing celebrations that have taken and continue to be done for the last 30 years along our river. I sure hope, I'm sure the cost of this project has increased in the last 4 years that everyone's been talking about it. So I think my neighbors urge this board to move ahead to just get the information that is needed for an informed decision and possibly save money by not wasting any more time for this decision. And as always, thank you to this board. You guys make our community a better place, and truly it does not go unnoticed. We are very appreciative of all the time and effort you put into our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Those are our
Okay. All right. Thank you for those who spoke. Item number 7, matters from the commissioners. Anybody got anything you want to talk about?
Uncorked was excellent, lots of fun. The lines moved very quickly, the wines were delicious. We had a great time. Well done, really good job. Thank you.
Yeah, I did hear that it was very well done again. Everything went smoothly. My daughter actually got COVID like a week before and was afraid she wasn't going to be able to go, but she followed all the protocols and was able to go. So
Thank God.
yeah, that was the thing. She was like, "Oh, Lord have mercy, don't let me miss Uncorked this year." But yeah, it was great. I agree. I heard everything was great about it.
I just need to make sure that my vacations don't end up missing Uncorked and Windmill City Festival this year. I just really, I'm over too, so. I'll do.
I think your microphone is
Oh,
Oh,
just,
no.
yeah, not anymore.
Okay.
Anybody else? Awesome. Item number 8, we have correspondence. We have a couple, 3 here. A thank you letter from the Fox Valley Special Rec Association for Director Katie Burgess, thanking her for her participation in their barbecue, root beer, and basket raffle and contest. I read that. It's an awesome letter to you. Very well done. a thank you letter from Batavia Music Buffs thanking the Park District for a raffle donation, and an advertisement from AID listing Batavia Park District as a participant in their summer fun raffle basket fundraiser. If we can make sure all of those get put on file, that would be great. And now, item number 9, Batavia Parks Foundation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Ogden. I joined the Batavia Parks Foundation in December, so pretty new to the foundation, but already having a lot of fun and enjoying my time. Just by way of introduction, since I am new, I have a background in fundraising and also event planning. I was at NIU Foundation for 15 years. And most recently, a couple years ago, I joined a consulting company called Marquette Hamlin Group. It's a local group, and we consult nonprofits, but we also do the work. So we have a whole team of grant writers and event planners, researchers, fundraisers, and so that's my work, and I'm excited to bring some of my experience to the park board, and hopefully we can raise some money and get lots more great stuff for our city. So activity recap, April 12th, we had a tent at the Clark Island celebration. Congratulations on a huge turnout for that event. That was a lot of fun. So we had the characters Elsa and Anna there, which the kids liked, and because Bluey wasn't available.
It's a busy time in the schedule.
Yeah, it's very popular. Yeah, it's very popular. So the kids also had fun painting rocks for our Peace Garden. And then looking forward, we will have volunteers at the Depot Day this Saturday, so that's exciting coming up. And as one of your sponsors, we'll have a presence at all the River Rhapsody events this summer. So, for instance, on 70s night, our tent will have tie-dye old t-shirts. And on July 16th for the Rock of Ages, we will decorate rocks for our Peace Garden. And on August 6th, it's 90s night, we'll have a photo booth, so you get the idea. We will have a tent at the Farmers Market on July 12th. And we are considering and voting on some new projects right now that we're excited about. I think there's 3 that are our front runners. One is to revamp the butterfly garden that's on like an east side city park already. Another one is new selfie stations that would be in front of like our landmarks, like the windmill or some other places that we want to showcase. Or there's a need for bike racks we found. So new bike racks that would be more sculptural and kind of artsy and neat. So those are the 3 projects that we're excited about and we'll be voting on soon. So that's it for our April or May updates. So I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? Thank you very much for your report. Thank you for everything you do. You know, we are very happy to have a great relationship with the foundation, and we appreciate all the work that you guys do. So thank you very much.
Likewise, yes. As a mother of the community, I am just so impressed by the sheer volume of events, festivals, everything you do as well. So
And they're awesome.
right back at
These
you.
guys over there.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
All right, great. Item number 10. Announcements.
Just want to get behind it.
Yeah, we got a whole thing going on.
I got a whole thing. Good evening, Batavia! Are you ready to rock? The River Rhapsody concert series kicks off tomorrow night, June 18th, and it's going to be a jam-packed evening you won't want to miss. Grab your lawn chairs, throw on that vintage concert t-shirt, and head over to the Batavia Riverwalk for live music from the incredible Abby K Band. They're going to be playing your favorite rock, pop, and country classics. The music starts at 7 p.m. sharp, and food and beverages will be available for purchase. Also, stop by the Park District table and grab a free glow bracelet or necklace while the supplies last. You can see the full schedule online at bataviaparks.org. So this summer is officially heating up. I don't know if any of you noticed, it was really hot today. And Hall Quarry Beach is now officially the coolest place to be in Batavia. So opening It opens daily at noon. This historic gym is completely the place to beat the summer heat. So this Friday, June 20th, we are saying, Batavia Park District is saying a huge thank you to our community with Customer Appreciation Day. And everyone in the community is invited to enjoy a free admission from 5 to 7 this Friday at the quarry. So please bring your family, make a splash, and soak in the good vibes at our very own quarry. So also, Batavia, get ready to party. The Batavia Depot Museum is turning the big 5-0. Join us this Saturday, June 21st at the Peg Bond Center as we throw a groovy birthday bash filled with fun for all ages. Kicking off at 10 a.m. with some special remarks from some people who are in this room and some other people who've been important in the community. That will be followed by live music at 10:30 featuring the classic sounds of the 70s. So stick around for cupcakes, inflatables, kids' crafts, and a history-themed scavenger hunt. It's a celebration 50 years in the making. So Batavia parents, it's time to kick off for Fun Fall. Registration is now open for fall girls softball and co-ed soccer leagues and lessons. These awesome programs are perfect for kids ages 2 to 14, whether they're just starting out or they're already sports superstars. Don't wait, registration closes at the end of July, so sign up before the deadline slides right by. Visit bataviaparks.org to get in the game. So our brand new Adventures Play Lab is launching in Batavia this fall, and it's steam-tastically awesome. Perfect for curious kiddos ages 3 to 5. These fun-filled half-day sessions mix science, art, and early learning for the ultimate smart start to a playful future. And here's a bonus just for early birds who like to save a little money. Sign up before September and get 20% off a month, or enroll for 4 months and get a free month. So mark your calendars, again, almost done. Mark your calendars, Batavia. It's almost time for one of Batavia's biggest parties of the year, and that's Windmill City Festival. It is happening July 10th through the 12th in downtown Batavia. We've got an awesome music lineup this year featuring 16 Candles, Liz and Holla, Libido Funk Circus, Radio Gaga, plus many more favorites. Plus, enjoy the Golf Challenge, it's back this year, the pet contest, the chalk art contest, carnival rides, great food, cold beer, and tons of community fun. And yes, it's still free to attend. So you can see the entire schedule online at windmillcityfest.org. So I can't wait to see everyone out celebrating Batavia style, which we all know what that is. So thanks for tuning in, Batavia. Whether you're catching live music, cooling off at the quarry, or signing up for something new, remember to play your way, Batavia.
Thank you.
I like it.
And, I know, it should be like something, some formal thing. Item number 11, staff reports, and unfortunately Brett has to follow.
I'm excited for Brent's right now.
I'm going to see the same enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up. The audit is progressing well, so the report is on schedule to be completed by June 30th, but the auditors are not planning to be here to present the report until the August board meeting. But the report is on schedule to be completed by the end of June, and it's all good news so far. And then also, we're just getting the technology ready at the Callahan building, so that building's going to be unlike any of our other existing buildings with all the technology that's going to be there for staff and for customers. So we're looking forward to it, but definitely a lot of planning and work going into getting that building ready to go for August.
Awesome. Mention here that we've installed electronic access control on the East Side Community Center. How many more facilities do we have that would benefit from that we're just slowly rolling this out to? Are there a lot? I mean, I don't know what the exact number, but are there a lot? Are there little? Are we getting there so that almost all of them are done? Or?
There's still a decent amount left,
yeah,
I would say. You know, our quarry is a big one. We don't have managed access there. Maintenance facility. So there's definitely a few remaining locations that we still need to.
I think we need to look into like prioritizing, like not saying we have to get it done right away, but we need to get this is the next one that we probably should do, and the next one after that, just so we get it, especially when we start going through the budget retreats that we know. Because I think it's great that we're doing that, because we need to do as much of that as possible, because it just makes everything easier and safer. So.
And we do have a technology plan, and we can certainly prioritize
Yeah,
that.
if we could put that in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and as part of our technology committee discussions with me and Director Lyons, co-chair, we actually have discussed recently our plan for managed access,
Oh, good. Okay.
what the remaining sites are, and we identified the east side and the preschool studios as one of the higher priority items. So that's
Nice.
why we accomplished that this year. But yep, we'll
Cool.
work that into our fund.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good feedback.
Yeah,
Director of Facilities and Trades, Josh Lyon.
Yeah, a lot of things happening at the Callahan Center. The elevator's been installed, so they're just finishing up some trim work. So it's a big part of the project, so it's nice to have that done. Parking lot, I don't know if you've driven by it, the parking lot has been resealed and striped, so nice addition, makes it really pop. We should see the rest of the fence going down over the next couple of weeks. The patio on the west side of the building's been installed, so it's all shaping up, looking nice. So we're looking for a couple weeks into July as a substantial out the door, ready to hit little small punch list items at that point. So a lot of other smaller projects. We remodeled the kitchen at the Tech Bond Center, re-roofed the coffee bank, got the fountain going, all the little projects we were putting off as we were getting prepped for the quarry. So yeah,
Those
a lot
are
of
all
good
the
things
projects
happening.
that the community would notice if they weren't done.
Yeah.
Correct.
So why isn't the fountain up?
Yes, and the new minibus got wrapped, and you'll
That's
see
what I
pictures
was
of that
thinking.
coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So
So a lot of my report will compliment Josh's.
And the nicest trash enclosure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
We were
Because,
just talking about that.
yeah, it is, I drove by
Pride
just
of
yesterday.
Batavia.
I drove by yesterday, I saw the parking lot, but really what caught my eye?
Yeah,
Trash
fancy
enclosure.
in
I was
town.
like, that is nice.
Nice.
That's awesome.
All right, Director of Parks, Kim Hansen.
Yeah, I just want to give kudos to the Parks crew for cleanup of the storm, the microburst that happened on June 8th. A lot of the parks had a significant amount of debris, nothing like what a lot of residents had though. There were some big trees down in certain areas. We didn't have anything like that, but we had a full day of all of our crews cleaning up. So they got it done, got it cleaned up, and it went really well. So happy with that. Then also wanted to give kudos to Antonio Salazar, our grower, our official grower of all of our annuals. If you've been to any of our facilities, all of our annuals have been installed. They look amazing. He does a great job. He grows them from previous year's plants in our greenhouse in the back of the shop. So they look great. So, and he's retiring in the fall, in the year. So I'm very sad.
So one year Kim crunched the numbers and figured out that it was $7,000 in savings by having the greenhouse
Yeah.
and doing those plantings each
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, we used to buy them, every year, all of them, and now he has 6 cuttings. And he'll buy some cuttings to add new stuff into it, and we change it up every year, but it's a process. So, but they look amazing every year, so just want to give them kudos. And a quick Peace Bridge ramp update. Originally, we were set to have some closings of the bridge this week, but it has been postponed to next week. Very good chance it might not happen at all, but just want to give a heads up to people that it could come if it absolutely needs to for safety. So,
And Alex, our first, right?
Alex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kudos to him, because without his knowledge,
Yes.
there's a lot of trees that were damaged that we would not know
Well-
whether to cut the whole tree down or just these limbs, so
Well,
kudos to him, having him around, so.
thinking under the same thought at the court, if that would have happened 5-8 years ago at the court, would have had 10 cottonwoods down.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
It makes it's huge, makes
Yeah.
a difference.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, Director of Talent and Culture, Lynn Borman.
All right, so we are in week 4 of our seasonal staff, 150 seasonal staff. It's going strong. They're doing a great job at the Korean camp, so we're excited about that. The safety committee is working on a Windmill City Fest safety video. We did it last year. It was well received by our volunteers. We're redoing it this year. just to add a few things that we maybe didn't have in it last year, and every volunteer will take a peek at it before they start their shift. So it's really helpful just so they have an idea what to expect for the day. And we all love to be filmed. Right? Anyways, no, not really, but okay. Thursday starts our employee engagement survey. So it'll be for 2 weeks through July 3rd. So we'll be excited to get that feedback from our employees. And then we have a volunteer event tomorrow night at Peg Bond. I'm sure Katie and Brittany will touch base on it from 5 to 7, just thanking all of our volunteers that keep our programs running throughout the year.
Awesome.
Great, thank you. And our Director of Community Recreation, Brittany Meyer.
Awesome. The rec team is busy with our camps, Corey, our programming and events, which we're really excited about. We love to try new things, and last week we had, with partnership with the library, we had a concert down at Peg Bond for our littles. We had over 300 people. It was a great success. We're going to continue to offer it next year too with our River Rhapsody concert, so we're excited about that. And one of my favorite places during the summer is the quarry. We get audited by StarGuard, so we get certifications, hours and hours of training and dedication that goes into it. Our guards had the highest standards with safety, and we take that very seriously. So we got our first audit a couple days ago, and we had a 4-star, which is fantastic. That's like an A, that is great, that's awesome. And we got all 5 stars in scanning all of our skills. So I want to give props to our quarry managers and staff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Thank you.
First place for our girls softball.
First place, yeah.
Awesome.
An awesome picture on our Facebook page. Thanks,
Yeah.
Lindsay. It looked awesome. Yeah, very exciting. First place.
Fantastic.
And last but certainly not least, our Director of Creative Development and Community Engagement, Katie Richardson.
Okay, so this has been a very busy, and as the summer starts, it really gears up our department as well as rec and pretty much everyone at this table. So as Lynn brought up, the 3 of us, as well as Lindsay on the far side, are throwing a party to thank our volunteers for all of the work that they do at the district. A lot of our sports programs are actually coached by parent volunteers, so they really are the unsung backbone of who allows a lot of our programs to run. So we are changing it this year. In previous years it had been at the quarry, and there was a little bit of feedback, so this year we are moving it to Peg Bond, and then having it tied in with a concert following it. So we're always improving. Secondly, along with Brent at the end, as I'm co-chair of the Customer Service Committee at the district, and this is Customer Appreciation Week for the district. We love our customers. You were the reason why all of us put all of our heart and soul into what we're doing. So this week we started off with snacks on Monday, as well as a special deal if you came in and registered at the program. I am ecstatic, which Brittany does know. We actually have over 300 people sign up for programs, especially for fitness, which is huge for summer. That is like unprecedented. So we are thrilled with the response that the community had with that. Also on Wednesday, as I mentioned in the announcements of River Rhapsody, we're giving away glow bracelets to everyone who comes. It's super fun. I mean, what says rock concert like, you know, glow bracelets. And then, I mean, yes. And then Friday, we are doing the free night at the quarry. This was extremely successful last year. We counted around 250 residents who attended, many of whom had never visited the quarry before. So really opening that up to the community is something that we're proud of. We love the quarry and we love our community. So moving on a little bit about our community, the Play Lab postcard dropped in mailboxes this week, so everyone should have received that into it. It is our brand new program that is STEM-based learning for 3 to 5-year-olds. Super excited about adding that to the roster of the district. Thank you to Brittany and her team for the amazing work that they're putting into it. Another thing that's fun, the Park District was invited to participate in the Homestead's 50th anniversary parade this Friday. So Bruce the Spruce and the Trolley and team marketing and a lot of rec, as well as helpers from every department, will be on the trolley at the Homestead celebrating the 50th anniversary. And we were really honored to be asked, so thank you. And then The children's concert was the first concert that was part of our pilot program that we're doing with community partners. We had the Batavia Main Street, we had the United Way, and we had the library participating at the concert as a way to show Batavians some ways that they can get involved and offer them opportunities to expand and do more in the community. So very excited for the feedback and how much the community has embraced this new pilot program. So those are my updates from the department.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions for the staff reports? Everybody?
How are this year's interns?
Great.
Lovely.
Actually, you'll get to meet them next month.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
awesome.
Yep, great.
Okay.
We're gonna bring them
Yeah,
forward.
last year's were great.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I was glad to hear that.
All right, item number 12, Executive Director's Report.
Yes, we're gonna hit the lights and the camera in action. So my report is always a culmination of staff reports because everything marries up and then gets presented. So you'll get to see the visual aids to a lot of what their highlight reels were. So welcome to the June Park District report. So as Kim touched upon, an unexpected microburst dropped in for a visit to Batavia a week ago Sunday, and our parks crew immediately went to work that Monday morning like clockwork, one park after another, picking up debris, cutting up the larger chunks of wood and tree branches, throwing out the smaller ones into the backs of pickup trucks, and literally going to all 40 of our parks. So our parks crew is so efficient, they were able to finish it all in one day. So that's tremendous. So this gives you a perspective, the top picture. You can see the Coconuts trailer on the right-hand side. So this is down up against the Fox River on the east side of town. And as you heard from our staff, we're in full summer mode with camp and the Hull Quarry Beach kicking it into high gear. The preseason Hull Quarry Beach passes are continue to be strong this season. In fact, at this rate, we're anticipating that they might be, this is a really touchy mouse. I can't fidget like I normally do. At this rate, we're estimating that we're going to beat the sales records from previous years. So we're keeping a close eye on that. And Brittany and Lynn have done a terrific job of training and coaching our seasonal staff. We have a lot of seasonals, and for many of them, it's their first job. And so we're teaching them how to set their alarm clocks and teaching them, how to plan ahead and think ahead and make sure they call in if they can't be there, and learning about policies and learning professionalism and customer service. And so Lynn and Brittany are at the very helm of that. So kudos to them for being at the forefront.
When I was working with young kids, coaching, one of the first things that I had to learn was to teach them how to do and enter their time. And one of the kids was like, I don't know what the pound sign is. And so I had to say, it's the hashtag. Because like, oh yeah. So I feel your pain. Yeah.
Yep. Right, it's generationally
Exactly.
different for different folks. And then the bus on the bottom is the bus we received last year, and the bus on top is our brand spanking new bus. Wow. It's a 14-passenger minibus that we're adding to our fleet. And Katie actually designed this in-house. We're lucky to have that kind of talent where she can design an actual wrap for fleet. And these buses are going to be immensely helpful in transporting our summer camp staff on their field trips, as well as our Senior Citizens Club for the trips that they take to the casinos and to downtown Chicago and the museums. So we're excited to get these out there on the streets. So we just got the bus on top this week.
I love that green.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's awesome.
Shiny.
And then, as we mentioned, this is Customer Appreciation Week. So there are snacks in the lobby of the Civic Center all week, and at the Eastside Center as well. And we have drawings for baskets, including Hull Quarry Beach basket, pickleball. How many pickleballers out there? So we have a pickleball basket as well. So anyone can stop by, enter, it's free. We also tomorrow night, as we mentioned, a volunteer appreciation celebration at the Peg Bond Center prior to the River Rhapsody concert. And then on Friday, we have our customer appreciation at the Hall Quarry Beach, where we encourage you to show up from 5 to 7 for free entry. If it's been a long time since you've been at the quarry, I encourage you to check it out so you can see what's changed. We've done a lot of great improvements on facilities and parks grounds. So the Peg Bond Center was tired and it needed some TLC and a complete makeover in the kitchen area. So our facilities team demoed the cabinetry that was left over from the 2000s. And I know how much the board loves before and after pictures. So take a good hard look at the before. So look at the flooring, the cabinetry, the hardware, and then now you get the voila.
Oh.
And here's the new. So we had new.
That is really nice.
We needed a drum roll. So now we have new cabinets, new countertops, more efficient counter space, and all updated hardware.
Very nice.
Also new flooring, a new sink, and fresh paint. So this is rentable. The kitchenette comes with the rental of the Peg Bond Center. So for those of you that are interested in it, it's great for baby showers, bridal showers, retirement parties, surprise parties. And what a beautiful view of the Depot Pond. And it's like a fishbowl, right? You can see out every panoramic view of every angle. And this is what Katie was talking about. This is our postcard that was delivered to 13,000 households. And it advertises our New Adventures Play Lab for ages 3 to 5. And here's the back of it. It has a QR code, so we're getting really good at QR codes. We're thrilled to announce that it's going to be housed at the Callahan Community Center. So it's really, the Callahan Community Center is going to be a multi-generational facility. So we're going to have our active older adults and seniors programs taking place in the River Room. And then right across from it, we're going to have this New Adventures Play Lab. And then upstairs, we're going to have the Sky Loft, which will be open for community groups. It'll be rentable. We're going to have board meetings there. In fact, this will be one of our last one of the last, not the last, but one of the last board meetings here in this room. So we have worked hard on special pricing promotions for this program, and we're hoping that there's a lot of synergy between our New Horizons preschool and this enrichment program, so we can get some cross-pollination. Say cross-pollination, I knew you'd like that, Kim. That was for you.
I talked to someone today that signed their daughter up already, their 3-year-old daughter, so
Great.
excited about it, so.
Yay. Word's getting out.
Word is getting out.
And here's a stunning sneak peek. Josh had mentioned the pavers outside of the museum annex. So this is facing Water Street. So this is the Callahan Community Center facing Water Street. And Kim is working on a beautification plan that's going to be next to the building, while Josh is hard at work finding patio furniture for the space conveniently located next to the popcorn depot. So that way you can enjoy popcorn, and then you can head right on over. There's going to be patio furniture here. It's going to be beautified space. And then just to put it in perspective, just north of this is the Depot Museum. And then one more sneak peek. On the left is a very happy Kate Garrett, our museum director, as she explores the collections area of the museum annex housed in the Callahan Community Center. And the Batavia Historical Society's items that go into the museum will be stored actually in this space. So this was her first true look and run through of the facility, and it was just too great not to share.
Yeah.
And then on the right is a sneak peek of what the ceiling looks like of the Sky Loft, which faces the Depot Pond. Beautiful wood, panoramic scene to be able to look outside. So yeah, we're very eager for August 9th for the grand opening, where we're going to be giving free tours, and I'll talk about a little bit more about that later. But speaking of Depot Museum, at last night's City Council of the Whole meeting, the council and mayor presented the Batavia Park District with a proclamation right here, declaring June 16th as Batavia Depot Museum's 50th anniversary day. So,
Nice.
and then, so we're super excited, and thank you, Mayor and Laura Newman, City Administrator. We appreciate that kind of acknowledgement. I know the Historical Society also appreciates it because we're a joint cooperative effort. And you know, we would like to invite the community to celebrate the depot's 50th anniversary this Saturday, June 21st, from 10 till noon. 10 o'clock, we're going to have a program with remarks. We're going to have many dignitaries there. You know, Congressman Bill Foster has announced he's going to be there. Oh my goodness, the list goes on of the dignitaries. Board President John Tillman will be there. Mayor Schelke's going to be there. We're going to have 3 decades of Depot Museum directors that will be there. So that's going to be exciting to see as well. So it's just going to be a wonderful event, and we encourage everyone to stop on by. It is free. And what else is there? We're going to have a scavenger hunt, a history walk. We're going to have live music by a band called Strung Out, and we're going to have a bounce house in case you have children, grandchildren, or in case maybe you just want to take a bounce in the house.
That's not going to happen.
So it goes from 10 till noon, and we encourage everyone. If the weather is acting up, we do have the Gustafson Research Center that will be open. The museum will be open the whole time, and Peg Bond Center.
It's going to be hot on Saturday.
Yeah.
Very hot,
Yeah.
like 90 hot.
So we'll go to the quarry afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Perfect.
And then we spoke about the Callahan Community Center, and the Save the Date invitations have been released last month for the grand opening and ribbon cutting. The doors will open at 8 a.m., with the ceremony taking place at 10:30, and it will go till noon. And so there will be tours and activities throughout the entire morning. The leadership team has been working really hard on planning, and it's just the perfect event. So they put careful thought and fine tuning into every detail. So if you really like to see a Park District event take flight, I encourage you to check this one out. And then the strategic master planning process is fully underway. Next Practice Partners is the firm that we've hired, and they're working on a community needs assessment right now. And I'll be forwarding a draft to the board for review when it's ready. Brittany, Katie, and I have been working on a teen feedback survey because that's a difficult to reach population with those teens, so we can capture their feedback. And then ultimately, I think we're in the midst of creating a visionary, future-ready strategic plan that we'll be able to use that will last us into the next 5 years. Because we have our comprehensive master plan that's 7 to 10 years out, and this one will be an immediate plan that we can hit the ground running. And I've got just a few more. Thank you for bearing with me. An affiliate review committee comprised of Brittany, Kim, Josh, and our athletic supervisor and myself have met to consolidate all 4 of Batavia Youth Baseball's agreements, affiliate agreements, into one cohesive, efficient, and manageable agreement that's equitable. And so we believe we've come to a middle ground. Did I just say that? A middle ground with baseball, with compromises, and we're looking forward to circulating the draft agreement to the commissioners prior to our next board meeting. So that way you can look at it, you can give me any feedback you have, and then hopefully we can actually get it approved at the July board meeting. So this has been a huge undertaking. I would say the last 6 months we've been meeting, reviewing it. Batavia Youth Baseball, the board has been very cooperative, eager to move forward. The Park District is kind of regaining control of the fields. So we're going to have all the contractual services. They won't need to hire contract out. We're giving them exclusive use of Don Clark Field at West Main. They'll have priority use of several other fields. And this way it'll make it more manageable when people come to us and want to rent a baseball diamond. We'll have exactly what fields are available. We'll have the inventory. What's nice too is there is going to be a portion of the agreement that talks about contributions to the future of fields. And so, it's going to be very equitable for both parties. where we'll have restricted funds that will just go into baseball amenities and facilities. So those restricted funds we'll be able to prioritize those, whether it's redoing a dugout or adding a clamshell backboard, redoing fences, things like that. So we're excited to bring this forward. And then, as Lynn mentioned, the Energage survey for the employment engagement is coming out. Although this is single-handedly the most stressful time of the year for staff, it really is. You can ask every single person here. Everyone's working on all cylinders right now. But it just so happens to be the time of the year that Energage, the third party, does these employee engagement surveys. So it's almost purposeful because it's testing. It's a stress test to see how are we in time, times like these. And it just so happens to be that we have been named a Chicago Tribune Top Workplace for the last 2 years in a row, so 23 and 24, and then we had 2016, 17, and 18 prior. So we're trying to go for a three-peat, our second three-peat. So we're hopeful, and it would be a huge milestone. And as Lynn Borman can attest, that it's something that the Park District takes seriously. We work really hard on making sure that all staff feel included, appreciated, and seen, and heard. So we're just eager and looking forward to the future, and then we gather that feedback and make changes based on the feedback that we've received. And that is a wrap.
Awesome.
Very nice.
All right. Any questions on that? Any comments? All right. Item 13A for new business is the dam concept design and feasibility study. We have Laura Newman, City Administrator for the City of Batavia, to talk about this study.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak at tonight's meeting. My purpose here today is on behalf of our City Council to extend an invitation to the Park District to join the city in a project to further refine and analyze the concept of a kayak or canoe run as a replacement for Batavia's Low-Head Dam. This was the concept selected in our joint project to produce a master plan for the Fox River Batavia corridor. And as has been aptly mentioned by the residents on Water Street, we can see that the dam continues to wear away year after year. Firms that we have hired to inspect the dam have told us that we can expect that to continue on into the future, or due to its significantly deteriorating condition, it could fail all at once. There's always that risk that that could happen. And in that case, it would no longer impound the water that produces the pond feature. In the latter case, actually, I think it would very much serve our community well if we come together and in the event that that were to happen, that we have a plan that's ready to implement. And so the development of that plan is the purpose of this project, and the city would like to pursue it hand in hand with you if you are interested. City Council had discussions on April 15th and April 29th, and it culminated in a directive to staff to seek out a consultant who could assist with the development of a design concept, and then also provide cost estimates for the engineering and the construction of that project. Calibre or SO2 was a firm that was suggested by an alderperson as a firm that was qualified to provide us with a proposal for that type of services. And they provided us with a cost estimate of $25,000, and it was depending upon how many concepts that we wanted them to develop, and then also how many in-person meetings that we plan to host. And I am here today both to be happy to answer any questions that you may have, and then also to find out if you are interested in joining us on this project, and if so, how you would like to proceed.
Thank you. So, if I remember correctly, we all talked about the different concepts. One of them was concept B. That was a huge design, right? That had everything from a zip line to rock weirs to all sorts of things, and building up on the kind of finger portion that goes in between the river and the depot pond. What is the feasibility study really going to talk about? Is it really going to talk about just the dam replacement with rock weirs? Is it going to talk about a comprehensive plan for all sorts of other activities and cost estimates for all those? What is really the plan that the scope of what the feasibility is going to talk about?
So the discussions at City Council centered around the idea that they wanted features back in the river that would be good recreational if you were in a watercraft like a kayak or a canoe, but they didn't necessarily feel tied to the exact concept that Hitchcock Design Group had produced for the master plan. They wanted to find a design that was more universally acceptable to move forward with.
So they're not going to build off of the Hitchcock design. They're going to start kind of clean slate.
They could start with a clean slate on
and
it.
then talk about just what happens in the river, and focus mainly on the river, not on Riverside Park and some of the other things, just really talking about the water.
Correct.
Anything with the depot pond in that feasibility study, other than the fact that something in there would help, put water in the pond, or is there any other concept, or are you just talking, again, I'm just trying to, narrow this down, is it just the river, or is it everything else?
I think that the selected firm will, before developing concepts, seek to get input from your board and from City Council about what criteria are important to you. And so one of the important criteria that could be given is preservation of the depot pond, and then we will want any impoundment that is put in, I imagine, to start out at the same 6-foot level that the current dam provides as an impoundment.
And my understanding is now that the Army Corps of Engineers, they're not going to be funding the removal of the dam, correct?
That is correct. They said that if both boards came to the conclusion that they were pursuing concept B as it appears in the master plan, that due to it being an impoundment, that then we would not be eligible for funding to remove the existing dam.
So then,
just to be clear,
part 2 of that question, sorry, John, where would the funding come from then? What's the plan for that?
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineer funding would come from the federal government.
I
But
mean,
IDNR also had funding for the Lowhead dams, and so the idea prior to the project being stalled for further analysis and investigation, there was collaborative funding available for cities for removal of their dams between federal and state funding.
So that's still possibly available?
As long as we don't put an impoundment back into the river, then we would be eligible for the funding. So for instance, one of the things that the Army Corps of Engineers indicated was that concept A would be eligible for the funding, but that's not the concept that is being pursued at this time. And for those who may not remember, concept A was the removal of the dam and building of a berm and a pump system that would keep the pond filled.
and just to level set, the Army Corps of Engineers is not doing anything on the Fox River anymore. It's not just Batavia's Dam.
Right.
They stopped all activity on Fox River for further study. So it's not even like they're really like, headstrong into doing something. They're taking a step back. So I just want to make sure everybody understands. It's not like, we need to move before they change their mind.
Right.
They're far removed from it right now. So, any questions?
I'm I'm sure I will have several questions, just admittedly, since I'm
Yep.
new to the board
Sure.
and getting up to speed, and certainly as a community member, have been following over the last several years, kind of this, I'll call saga of the
Mhm.
dam. So I really appreciate you coming tonight, and for
Sure.
the community members coming tonight and speaking about it. You know, personally, I know I want to have some more time to.
And to that point, I know your ask here is for some sort of consensus or whatever from the board. I don't believe we can give that because of the fact that we have new board members. Even some of the existing board members weren't around for a lot of the history of the dam. It goes back to, I mean, when I started 17 years ago, we were talking about the dam. So it goes back a ways. So I think in fairness to everybody, we need to have discussions on what we as the board want to, you know, how we want to participate, whether we want to participate, whether we don't want to participate, what we want it to look like, and just have everybody get educated so they can give a really good voice into what we're doing.
I'd be happy to streamline your questions
Mhm.
and then filter them to Laura.
Absolutely.
And Laura, was there any kind of timeline that you had for the feasibility study?
So the city council was very anxious to move forward with this planning because they feel a certain sense of urgency given the deteriorating condition of the dam. And so in April, they were like, we want to move forward with this as soon as possible. And we had asked them to please pause until after the election, after you had been able to bring new board members up to speed. And so while, you know, completely understand that you are just, you know, getting this information now and need some time to make a decision. I didn't expect there to be an immediate decision tonight or anything. But I do know that City Council is anxious to move forward as soon as possible. And know that regardless of if you were to tell us that, you know, you'd rather that we pursue this project on our own, that yours are important voices in this. And so we would still seek to have you be part of the public discussion about what the Batavia Park District would like to see happen there.
I appreciate that, and you know, as previous boards have talked about, one of the things that we protect some of the things that we're stewards of, which is the depot pond. We have been, and I don't want to speak for anybody, that we have been very, very high on preserving the depot pond, and that weighs into some of our decisions, whether that's concept A, B, C, whatever. That is something that at least is in my mind as far as protecting that. So those are the kind of conversations that I think we have to have first. Whether or not they're in open session or executive session, that's going to be up to whoever, how we discuss. I think we need to discuss it as a board together. Yes, we're going to have questions that we can feed to you one at a time.
Right.
So we don't violate anything, but I think eventually we're going to have to talk as an entire board and just come to some sort of
Yeah, I think a special board meeting specifically for that topic would be great.
Yeah. However it's done officially, I think that is what we need to do. And then we can get back to you, Laura.
That sounds good, and if ever, you know, my participation in any discussions or answering questions can help facilitate your process, I would be happy to do that.
Awesome. And as always, whenever there is something official, the agenda is always posted. Everybody is always welcome, you know, to give their input, but we are going to be talking about it to try to just come up with what we want to do.
And this is Commissioner Drewen and Commissioner Slater's first official
meeting.
full meeting.
Throwing a lot ahead of us.
To be fair,
Thank you,
we're seeing Commissioner Larson too, so. But we have talked about in the future budget for next year, looking at potentially dredging the depot pond, so we can get some more depth.
More depth and get the paddle boats and all that sort of stuff back in there. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions or comments? Awesome, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Anybody who is here for the dam conversation, we will not be offended if you leave for the rest of it. Because you have we've hit the pinnacle of excitement. So we won't be offended if you step out.
Thank you. Come again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No worries.
No need to apologize.
All right. I didn't either.
He was behind the podium.
He was sitting behind the podium. I didn't even know he was here.
The mayor.
That's hilarious. Item 13B is the award for bid of South Mill Creek Community Park synthetic turf material and installation. If I remember, we had poured in place, which when we did that was like the thing. And we are finding out now it is not the thing. And so this is a replacement. This is a replacement. This is newer.
Correct. This will actually go over top of the pouring place.
Okay.
We're going to do a drop test, fall test on it and everything to make sure everything's good. But it will basically just go over.
Is there a leveling first?
They'll level out everything and all the
divots.
Yeah.
Looks like you're doing out there.
Yes.
Awesome.
It was great till it wasn't.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to entertain the motion. We can get it on, and then we can talk about it if there's any other questions. But entertain a motion to award the contract for the South Mill Creek Community Park synthetic turf material and installation to Perfect Turf of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, for the amount of $86,430.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Druin. Any discussion? No? Please call the roll.
Bell.
Aye.
Druin.
Aye.
Slager.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, motion carries.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This will be the district's first synthetic turf.
And we'll be able to get some awesome before and after pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you on it, Josh?
Plenty of before pictures.
Can I ask, can you open that door?
Yep.
We need to have that door open. Thank you.
Yep.
Because the Open Meetings Act, it needs to be open. When it's executive session, you actually close it. So I think they closed it by accident.
Yeah, they probably thought we wanted a private meeting.
Yeah. All right. Catch up here. Item 13C is the first reading and discussion of the credit card payment and ACH payment policies. These are, I believe, just what they're saying. It's amending our existing credit card and debit card payment to allow for, one of the things is allowing for the pass-through of fees to our customers. Obviously, they will be well spelled out and not like hidden and so forth, right? Yep. I believe also the, saving ACH bank information in our systems automatically, not like in a file drawer.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So.
Encrypted?
Yes.
Okay.
All that
Just making sure.
information is securely stored
Yep.
and not.
Well, we actually don't store it. It's tokenized data that we store. We tokenize it, right? And save that, right? So, it's the first reading. What happens now is if there's any questions or feedback, we can give it to them to amend anything in this first draft. One of the things that we've done over time, I'm sorry if I'm drawing this out, but this is just history, is the stuff in the red is the new stuff, and we make sure that we understand what the existing stuff was, so we know what it used to be. Like, for instance, we're adding American Express included in that, with Discover, which is going to change, by the way. So read this over, and if you have any questions, we can let everybody know, and then next month we'll have the second reading, and then we will have a motion to put that in.
Okay.
Second.
So in the meantime, please send any questions, comments, concerns to me, and then I can get answers from staff and then bring them back to you. And then that way that can help accelerate the discussion for next month, or any changes that we need to make.
Awesome, thank you. All right, there is no old business. So item 15A is executive session where we'll be talking about two other things, the land acquisition 2C5 and semi-annual review of executive session minutes 2C21. We will have business after the executive session where we have to vote on resolution number 313, which is the semi-annual review of executive session minutes, so we will have to come back after that.
Can I ask why we don't do that vote prior to going into executive session?
We need to talk
just
about,
end in
we need to
executive-
talk about it first to see if there's anybody who wants to say, I want certain things to be,
Got it.
you know, whatever.
Released.
Yeah.
And so entertain a motion to enter into executive session at 8:06.
So moved. Oh, second.
Thank you. Motion by Drew and second by Bell. Please call the roll.
I was like, all right.
Druin.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
Slayer.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, we are heading to executive session. Ready? Thank you. All right, so, do we get to say we're back? Just we're back, right? Yeah. So, all right, we're back in normal session at 8:42. We have one item, 16A. Entertain a motion to approve the resolution number 312, a resolution regarding the release of closed session minutes and authorization of destruction of audio or video recordings of certain executive sessions as presented.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Drew. Please call the roll.
Bell.
Aye.
Druin.
Aye.
Slayer.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, motion carries. Any other, I don't believe we have any other business. So entertain a motion to adjourn from our regularly scheduled board meeting at 8:44.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Drew. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much. We will see you next month.